So guys, welcome to another SAK Saturday. Today, I'm actually doing some work on my Honda NX500. I'm going to be fitting what's called the fuse block, and it's to allow different electrical components to be wired up, both in a live and switched format. So, if you're not into motorbikes, that'll mean nothing to you and you'll not be interested. But it is SAK Saturday, and today I've got a tiny little 58mm Swiss Army knife that's going to help me to do this job. So here we have the Victorinox Rally Swiss Army knife. It's actually based on the 58mm classic SD, which is famous. And actually what I'll do is I'll just show you a comparison quickly. So that is a standard classic SD, and what you get with that is the usual toothpick, tweezers, scissors, pen blade, nail file, and flat-headed screwdriver. Obviously, like all Victorinox knives, or most Victorinox knives, it comes with a key ring, and that's classed as a function as well. So, first of all, this Victorinox Rally Swiss Army knife is the variation of the classic SD that we've just looked at. And it's a 58mm pocket knife from their small range. Swiss manufactured. The recommended retail price on this is £16. I actually paid £14 2p. It's a one-layer knife. There are tools to the front and back, and it's only available in the red Celador scales. Although you can change these, you can buy aftermarket scales to fit, or I think, all their knives. So this is from their 58mm range, and that is the actual length of the overall length of the knife itself. It's only 9mm in height, and at its widest point 19mm wide. 22 grams, virtually nothing in terms of everyday carry, and it has the 9 functions. Just before we go into all those functions, we showed you the classic SD, which is the same size. We've then, just to show you basically size differences, we've then got an 84mm range knife. This is the Bantam. We've got a 91mm knife, and that's the Climber. And in the Alox range, this is the aluminium scales, we have a 93mm knife. Now there are bigger ones, but just to give you a good comparison on size, the Rally is one of their smaller knife ranges. So on the front layer, this is identical to the classic SD that we looked at. You've got the small pen blade, drop point, stainless steel, and it's the same stainless steel as their larger blades, but obviously a much lighter duty pen blade. Lengthwise, from tang to tip, is 35mm. It comes very sharp, and they're very easy to sharpen once they've dulled off a little bit. So like the classic SD, we have a nail file. Works very well. A 2.5mm flat-headed screwdriver. As mentioned, Victorinox class the keyring as a function as well. We touched on the tweezers. Even these small tweezers are really good. And then, almost obligatory with Swiss Army knives, a toothpick. Now once again, because this is a folding blade, non-lockable, and less than 3 inches in length, that's a UK legal carry. So on the back of the knife we have one multi-tool, and this is where it differs from the classic SD, in which that would be scissors. So this little multi-tool has a 2.5mm Phillips screwdriver, which is magnetic actually. It has a wire stripper and a bottle opener. And you can see there that it's 3mm, the backbone of this multi-tool. At 3mm, actually that's quite a decent solid bit of kit for something that's very small. I'll show you the use of the multi-tool and the sharpness of the blade at the end of the video. So why did I buy this Rally Swiss Army knife? It's very light. It weighs almost nothing really in terms of what you carry in your pockets. It's got a reasonable range of tools, including the pen blade, which is always useful to have a pen knife. It's very light, it's very compact, but clearly the tools are for very lightweight usage. So why? Well, I initially bought it to go on to the keyring, or the key fob, of my Honda NX5 keys, and to effectively replace this leather fob with something that would act as a fob for pulling out your pocket, etc., but also be useful on a day-to-day basis, always on the bike. And I chose the Rally over the classic SD because of the little multi-tool that it's got, with the little screwdriver, with the bottle opener, and with that little wire stripper. However, my first thoughts on receiving it were that I wasn't really sure that it would be as useful without the scissors, which you find on the classic SD. So I had some doubts when I didn't have any doubts buying it, but I had some doubts on receiving it. However, actually on reflection, and because I've had a little practice using this multi-tool, I think it may well be very useful for the intended purpose, which is to carry it on the keyring of the motorbike. And with my current everyday carry, the 91mm climber, this does have scissors. And although I'm working through a range of various Swiss Army knives as everyday carries, so I'm reviewing and then carrying, eventually I'll have to settle on one or two or three maybe that I use in a more permanent basis, and I'm almost certain I'd want one that had scissors. So essentially this becomes a backup to other Swiss Army knives that I'll be carrying, along with a tool set I've got on the bike anyway. But because I'm carrying the keys to the motorbike when I'm riding the motorbike, then it's very useful for odd little things that you need. And it may just be that you need something to open a package. It may well be that I need to just sort a nail out that's caught. I found the nail files very useful actually on the ones that have got them. So the last thing to say about this is that whilst I've talked about the classic SD with having the scissors and this not having the scissors, you can actually get a version that has the multi-tool and the scissors, and it's called the Rambler. Now I haven't got that at the moment, but I will buy one at some stage to review. And actually the Rambler version only adds 1mm in width and depth. 1mm. So in many ways I think the Rambler is probably the better of the two options, unless you want it to be as compact as possible. So that's it guys, your 58mm Rally Swiss Army knife in all its little glory. There'll just be a little bit of a few clips showing the use of the knife, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another SAK Saturday.